Listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal today will transform how you understand love and destiny. That person who shook your entire world, who made your soul tremble to its very foundation. They didn't just randomly walk into your life. No, never. The universe doesn't play dice with hearts. Every encounter that leaves a deep mark on our being carries a divine signature, a seal from heaven that says, "This soul was meant to cross your path." You remember that first look, don't you? That moment when something unexplainable awakened. Within you, it wasn't simple attraction, it was recognition. Your soul whispering, "I've known you for eternities." Because you see, there are bonds that transcend this earthly life, connections woven in invisible dimensions before our bodies ever meet down here. This being who made your heart beat differently, who awakened emotions you thought were lost forever. They were your celestial messenger. Maybe they didn't know it themselves. Maybe they thought they were simply living their life, following their path. But the soul knew. The soul never forgets its missions, even when the human mind resists. For nights you cried in silence, asking heaven why? Why them? Why now? Why such intensity if everything was going to stop? But the real question isn't why. The real question is, what was this encounter meant to awaken in you? What sleeping part of your being was waiting for this awakening? Because before them, you had become strong, yes, but also closed off. You had built walls around your heart, stone by stone, disappointment after disappointment. You had learned to survive without truly living, to smile without truly feeling, to move forward without truly hoping. And then they arrived, like a hurricane in your well-ordered existence, and suddenly all those carefully constructed defenses crumbled. They reminded you what it means to be vulnerable. What it means to desire someone so deeply you lose sleep. What it means to wait for a message, a call, a sign. They reminded you that beneath that armor of a strong woman still hid a tender soul, capable of loving with a purity that scares this cynical world. Now write in the comments this affirmation: "My heart opens to the truth of divine love." This phrase will unlock within you the deep understanding of what you truly experienced with them. That connection you felt wasn't a product of your imagination. It was real, tangible, sacred. But it wasn't meant to chain you. It was meant to free you, to show you that you were still capable of feeling, hoping, dreaming, to prove that your heart wasn't dead. It was simply hibernating, waiting for the right signal to be reborn. Because you see, certain people enter our lives not to stay, but to awaken us, to shake our certainties, disrupt our habits, force us out of our emotional comfort zone. They are the catalysts of our spiritual evolution, the triggers of our inner transformation. And you've lived this transformation, haven't you? You're no longer the same woman you were before their arrival. Something within you has opened. Something has awakened. Something has transformed. Even in the pain of their absence, even in the confusion of their departure, you now carry within you that spark they reignited. They showed you your own light. They revealed your capacity to love without limits, to give without counting, to believe without guarantees. And even if they couldn't honor that gift, even if they weren't worthy of what you offered, that doesn't diminish the beauty of what you experienced. Understand this clearly. Their inability to receive your love says nothing about your worth. It speaks of their own wounds, their own fears, their own limitations. You loved with authenticity. You gave with generosity. You believed with courage. And that no departure, no silence, no abandonment can ever take from you. This experience is now part of you, of your story, of your evolution. It taught you something essential about yourself, that you're capable of deep, authentic, transformative love. And now that you know this, now that this truth lives within you, your next love story can only be different, because you'll no longer seek to prove your worth. You already know it. You'll no longer beg to be loved. You already know you're lovable. You'll no longer accept emotional crumbs. You now know you deserve a feast. Now I'm going to reveal something few people truly understand. This pain you feel, this melancholy that washes over you when you think of them, this emptiness that seems to have taken residence in your chest. All of this has deep meaning, a purpose your soul knows, but your mind still refuses to accept. You see, true love never completely disappears. It transforms, it evolves, it becomes wisdom, compassion, inner strength. What you experienced with them didn't evaporate into nothingness. That love energy you shared continues to exist somewhere, in the universe, now nourishing your capacity to love more purely, more consciously, more authentically. And if this relationship ended, if paths separated, maybe it's because you had both received what you needed to receive from this experience. They too, believe me, were transformed by your encounter. Even if they don't express it, even if they seem to have turned the page easily, something within them keeps the trace of your passage through their life, because no one emerges unscathed from a true meeting of souls. No one can cross paths with a woman like you and remain the same. Your light touched them, even if they weren't ready to fully welcome it. Your love questioned them, even if they preferred to flee rather than face it. Your presence planted seeds in them that may germinate later when they're more aligned with their deep truth. But you don't have to wait for them to understand. You don't have to hope they'll return transformed. Your evolution doesn't depend on theirs. Your happiness can't be conditioned by their choices. You are a sovereign woman, mistress of your destiny, architect of your own joy. Right now in the comments, I release with love what no longer belongs to me. This affirmation will untie the invisible bonds that still keep you attached to what was, to open you to what can be. Let's return to your story. There's something important you must understand about the nature of twin flames or karmic connections. Contrary to what many believe, these encounters aren't always destined to culminate in earthly union. Sometimes they serve solely to catalyze transformation, trigger spiritual awakening, teach us a lesson our soul needed to learn. Your encounter with them was probably of this nature, an initiatory meeting, a necessary passage on your evolution path. They were your mirror, reflecting both your capacity to love and your wounds to heal. They were your teacher, even if they didn't know it, showing you what you no longer wanted to accept in your life and what you truly deserve. Because observe what's happened since. Haven't you developed better self-knowledge? Haven't you learned to set clearer boundaries? Haven't you become more selective in your relationships? This experience, even painful, armed you with new wisdom, refined intuition, strengthened self-esteem. You won't fall into the same traps again. You won't settle for one-sided relationships anymore. You won't sacrifice your well-being to maintain at all costs a connection that doesn't nourish you. This story immunized you against certain illusions, vaccinated you against certain naiveties. And now, something wonderful awaits you. Because when a woman has done this work on herself, when she's integrated the lessons of her past experiences, when she's reconciled with her own worth, the universe begins sending her situations and people in resonance with her new vibration. The love you'll attract now will be different. It won't come to fill a void, but to celebrate your wholeness. It won't come to save you, but to dance with your strength. It won't come to reassure you of your worth, but to honor that worth it will immediately recognize. Before continuing, take a moment to write in the comments, "I'm ready to receive the love I truly deserve." This declaration opens within you the necessary space to welcome what's destined for you. Because you see, the most beautiful gift of this experience with them is that it revealed your own depth. You now know what love you're capable of. You know the intensity of your feelings, the generosity of your heart, the strength of your commitment. And this self-knowledge is priceless treasure. You'll never again enter a relationship wondering if you're capable of loving. You know it. You'll no longer doubt your capacity to invest completely. You've proven it. The question now isn't whether you can love, but whether the person facing you deserves this extraordinary love you carry within. There's something profoundly mystical about how certain people mark our existence. They arrive like comets in our starry sky, illuminating everything in their path, then disappear, leaving us with different light in our eyes, a new understanding of what it truly means to be alive. This person who turned your world upside down carried within them a message your soul had been waiting for. A message that could only be transmitted through this particular connection, this unique chemistry, this special resonance you shared. And here's that message. You are infinitely more precious than you thought. For too long, you accepted lukewarm loves, surface relationships, connections that only half honored you. You settled for emotional crumbs, thinking that's all you deserved. But they, through their mere presence, through the intensity of what you felt beside them, showed you the extent of your love capacity and, by extension, the magnitude of what you deserve to receive. Because understand this clearly, the love you're capable of giving is exactly the love you deserve to receive. If you can love with this depth, sincerity, devotion, then you deserve to be loved with the same intensity. It's a universal law, cosmic balance the universe always ends up restoring. And if this particular relationship didn't blossom as you hoped, it's not because you weren't good enough. It's because it served another purpose. It was your initiation school to authentic love, your emotional laboratory where you experimented with your own depths. Now write in the comments, "My heart knows its worth and attracts its equal." This affirmation will program your energy to magnetize relationships worthy of who you truly are. Think of all those nights you wondered what was wrong with you, all those times you scrutinized your reflection, searching for what could explain their indifference or departure. All those hours spent dissecting every conversation, gesture, silence to understand where you had failed. But you failed nowhere. You loved. That's all. You loved with your truth, vulnerability, hope. And loving is never failure, even when it's not reciprocated, even when it ends, even when it leaves scars. Because you see, there's a fundamental difference between failing and learning. You didn't fail in this relationship. You learned what it means to open completely to someone. You learned the difference between attachment and true love. You learned you can survive losing someone important without losing your essence. This experience was your chrysalis. Painful, suffocating sometimes, but necessary for your metamorphosis. And now that you're emerging from it, you discover you have wings you never even suspected existed. Wings made of acquired wisdom, discovered strength, deepened compassion. And them, they continue their path, unconsciously carrying part of your light. Because no one crosses paths with a woman like you without being transformed. Even if they don't realize it yet, even if they take time to integrate it. Your passage through their life planted seeds of consciousness that will germinate when the time comes. But you're not responsible for their spiritual growth. You're not here to awaken others at the expense of your own fulfillment. Your primary mission is toward yourself. Continue growing, evolving, flourishing in all your magnificence. Right now, I free myself from all responsibility for others' evolution. This phrase will relieve you of a weight you should never have carried. It's time now to redirect all that love energy you gave towards someone who was crucially missing it, yourself. Because while you were busy loving this man, hoping he would see you, praying he would choose you, you forgot to choose yourself. You forgot to look at yourself with the same tenderness you felt for them. You forgot to forgive your imperfections with the same ease you forgave theirs. You forgot to celebrate your qualities with the same admiration you felt for them. It's time to correct this. Time to become your own priority, your own refuge, your own source of validation and love. Not out of selfishness, but out of spiritual necessity. Because a woman who doesn't know how to love herself can't recognize true love when it presents itself. This period of solitude you may be living right now isn't punishment, it's preparation. The universe is offering you the space and time necessary to reconnect with your essence, heal your wounds, clarify your deep intentions and desires. Use this time to rediscover who you are beyond your relationships. Who are you when you're not trying to please anyone? What truly passions you? What are your most secret dreams? What parts of yourself have you neglected to make room for others in your life? Because the woman who emerges from this introspection will be irresistible. Not because she'll seek to seduce, but because she'll be complete in herself. And this completeness, this inner fullness, is the most powerful magnet for attracting authentic love. And now I'm going to reveal the most precious secret of this entire experience, the one that will transform your understanding of love forever. Are you ready to hear it? Because what I'm about to tell you will change how you see not only this past relationship, but all those awaiting you. This love story you lived was just a preview, a sample of what your soul is capable of feeling and creating. If you could experience such intense connection with someone who wasn't perfectly aligned with you, imagine what you could experience with a person who's truly on your wavelength. Because you see, true love doesn't make you doubt. It doesn't leave you uncertain. It doesn't make you beg for attention or plead for reciprocity. True love recognizes you immediately, celebrates you daily, chooses you constantly. And that love awaits you somewhere on your path. But before it arrives, the universe needed you to have this experience with them, so you'd understand the difference, so you'd never again confuse emotional intensity with authentic love, so you'd never again mistake chaos for passion, uncertainty for mystery, indifference for independence. Write in the comments, "I welcome love that recognizes and celebrates me." This affirmation will align your energy with the type of relationship you truly deserve. Now let me tell you about your future love. Yes, they exist, and no, they won't put you through the emotional roller coaster you've known. They'll be different, not necessarily more beautiful or brilliant, but profoundly more conscious of your worth. They'll look at you and immediately see the treasure you are. They won't need time to think about their feelings for you. Their heart will instantly know it's in its rightful place beside you. This person won't make you wait for their messages. They won't play with your emotions. They won't make you feel like you're competing with their past, work, or fears. You'll be their priority, not their option. You'll be their certainty, not their dilemma. And when you meet them, you'll understand why it didn't work with the others. You'll understand why the universe made you live all these preparatory experiences, because each past relationship, each disappointment, each learning sculpted you to become the woman who can receive and honor this great love. But until that blessed moment, you have beautiful work to accomplish, becoming the best version of yourself. Not to seduce someone, but to flourish fully, not to fill a void, but to enrich your wholeness. Start by forgiving. Forgive them for not knowing how to love you as you deserved. Forgive yourself for giving more than you received. Forgive this story for not having the ending you hoped for. Because forgiveness is the key that opens the door to your new chapter. Right now, I forgive and free myself to welcome the new. This phrase will dissolve the last chains still connecting you to what was. Then celebrate. Celebrate your courage to have loved despite risks. Celebrate your resilience capacity that allowed you to cross this trial. Celebrate this new wisdom, now illuminating your path. Celebrate this extraordinary woman you've become through this experience. Because you're no longer the same. You're stronger, wiser, more conscious of your worth. You now know how to distinguish between what nourishes and what exhausts you. You now recognize alarm signals you ignored before. You've developed refined intuition that will guide you toward more enlightened choices. And above all, you now carry within you that particular flame only possessed by women who've crossed the trial of unshared love and emerged more luminous. This flame naturally attracts noble souls, sincere hearts, evolved spirits. Before we part, write one last time in the comments, "I radiate my own light and attract love that corresponds to me." This declaration seals your transformation and opens the doors of your loving destiny. And now, dear precious soul, if this message touched something deep within you, if you feel it illuminated shadow zones of your heart, I warmly invite you to subscribe to this channel, because here we form a spiritual family, a community of women who rise together, mutually supporting each other in their quest for authentic love and true happiness. Tell us your story in the comments. Share with us what this message brought you, what it revealed within you, how it transformed your perspective. Your testimony could be the light another woman needs to find her path. Your truth could be the inspiration someone else was missing to regain confidence in love. Because you see, we're not here by chance. We form a constellation of souls, helping each other, mutually guiding toward light. And together, we're infinitely stronger than alone. Together, we create an egregore of love and healing that radiates far beyond this simple channel. Thank you wholeheartedly for being present until the end of this message. Thank you for opening your soul to these revelations. Thank you for being this magnificent woman who never gives up believing in love. The universe is preparing wonders for you, and I, your celestial guide, will always be here to accompany you on this luminous path. Write one final affirmation. I am worthy of true love, or simply 777 to show the universe you're ready to receive your blessings. Remember to like this message if it resonated with your heart, subscribe for more divine guidance, and check out our exclusive content for deeper healing and transformation. Your soul family is waiting for you here